Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I pose a question to you viewers. How addicted are you to your phone? Now, I know that there are some of you that are just going to come out and tell me straight up, yes, I already know that I'm addicted to my phone. And then there are the liars. I'm just joking about the whole liar part. I know not everyone is as chronically online as some of us are. However, for the rest of you that are, have you ever considered or even asked yourself how your phone or the media on your phone may be harmful to not just you mentally, but physically as well? Now, I know you may be suspicious, and I hear you asking, Logan, have you gone crazy? My phone's just a piece of plastic. It can't hurt me. And while I do understand where you're coming from, it hurt my pride too. You're wrong. And today I'm here to tell you why you're wrong. Before we go over some of the statistics that I wanted to present to you guys today, let me just start off by saying, guys,
we are so fucked.
This question popped into my head about a week ago now while I was scrolling on TikTok. As we all do, I was consumed by the darkness of the doom scroll. This was until I came across a live stream. The person on the live stream was selling flip phones. Now, of course, these weren't your just regular run-of-the-mill flip phones. They were way more advanced and boosted up for today's age, but it still got me thinking about how incredibly different all of our tech is today compared to just 30 years ago. I think that the incredible efforts and advancements that we've made in the field of technology is an amazing achievement for us, and it really does help push us all into a new and simpler age. But is simple always better? In today's age, with how large the tech and entertainment industries are, and the crazy amount of money being invested in AI and other advancements, our global tech and media expenditure has risen to numbers unseen before besides in recent years, with the combined industries now making an estimated $5 trillion globally just this year, nearly $2 trillion higher than previous years. Now that we all have these new advancements in tech and AI, a lot of our lives have become very low stress. Many people have things that nearly completely automate their lives for them. Take for an example an Alexa that helps you keep track of your schedules and even makes appointments for you, or a delivery service that can prepare, make, and send food or items straight to you with no work done yourself. Humans overall have definitely become lazier, with less and less people taking up passions and many people no longer even having actual hobbies such as sewing, cooking, or even content creation just like this. Many of these hobbies are being put on the sidelines, with a lot of people finding themselves in an insatiable state of boredom. And what is the easiest thing to fall back on to quell this boredom? Why, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you guessed it. It's your phone. Cell phones now are mainly an outlet for entertainment and communication, and while the communication part of phones is still one of their main and most important uses, many people nowadays purchase or use cell phones without the intent of specifically using it for communication at all, with many opting to use their phones mainly as an outlet for media. This includes applications like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and even YouTube. And do you know one thing that all of these platforms have in common? It's their addicting short-form content. People now, especially compared to people, say, from when my mom and dad were kids, have incredibly lower attention spans overall, with studies showing that just from back in 2004, the average American's attention span was about 2.5 to 3 minutes. This number has significantly dropped in comparison to today, with our attention span dropping to a staggering 40 to 47 seconds on average. This is roughly a 70% decrease from what it used to be, and this decrease is shown to be in direct parallel with our ever-growing technological society. With more and more people on phones than ever, especially in our youth, it brings me great concern to think about the future that we all might be headed for in just the next decade or two. Now, it might seem like I'm overreacting or even putting on theatrics for the video, but after some of the studies and articles that I've read, I assure you that I'm not. Seeing how much we as people rely on our phones, it really shocked me just how bad it genuinely can get without us even noticing. Like, for example, did you know that the average American picks up their phone around 52 times per day and touches it an average of 2,600 times per day? No. Don't go putting that phone away now. We aren't quite done just yet. One of the biggest reasons that our phones can be so incredibly addictive is the simple reward system that it sets up in your brain. The risk versus reward for checking your phone always usually has a positive outcome. This leads to a spike in this behavior, which causes us to constantly be checking, worrying, or thinking about our phones. And while you might think, well, why don't we all just stop? We could just put down our phones and be good, right? Right? Well, you'd think so, but it's really not quite as easy. In a study that I'd like to bring up about phone addiction compared to drug addiction, scientists have found similar neuron firing patterns to a person who is addicted to cocaine. And you may be thinking, no way, that's ridiculous. But it really isn't. Due to the reward system your brain is set up, whenever you get a notification or text or even just think about using your phone but can't or won't, your body actually releases trace amounts of cortisol, the stress hormone, into your body. This is because when you check your phone, your brain is rewarded with small bursts of serotonin, the happiness hormone. But when you prevent yourself from doing so, the serotonin that your body is expecting never comes, and it sends you into an anxiety-filled panic, similar in ways to drug withdrawal. These behaviors are very addictive and scary, and more than obviously are bad for you, but over time, with the rise of the entertainment industry, online content on these platforms has exploded in popularity, with many people even making their livings off of content creation on these platforms. Over time, advertisers and other companies have seen the draw that this content has towards us, and have found a way to profit off of it. With attention spans decreasing more and more over time, longer form content becomes harder for some to digest, so in light of this, many platforms have moved to focus heavily on short-form content. This leads me into my next topic that I wanted to speak about today, and that is short-form content. Now, I know that many other YouTubers have touched on the topic of short-form content already and the effect that it's had on some platforms, especially including YouTube, with many people even making memes about how Shorts always seems to be 2 steps behind, and others talking about how it's taken a lot of creativity out of the platform. Now, I'm not here to talk about either of those things. I'm here to talk about the real effect and possible harm you could be doing to your mind and even your body by consuming this content on a regular basis. I know it may sound weird thinking that watching shorts or reels could even have an effect on your body. I mean, you're just watching videos, and while this is correct, these platforms like shorts and reels try their best to invoke some sort of emotion from you as a way of keeping you hooked and keeping you scrolling. It's easier to keep someone's attention on something when it's broken down into its most simple parts, and that's exactly what these platforms aim to do. They want to give you easily digestible content so you stay on their platforms longer. I'm sure we've all experienced the feeling of sitting down maybe after, say, work or school and scrolling on TikTok or Reels, and then suddenly hours have passed. What happened? Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the infamous doom scroll. Now, for my viewers who aren't very familiar with this term, let me give you the definition. Doom scrolling is the action of continually scrolling through and reading depressing or worrying content on social media platforms or news sites. This is typically done on a phone, but can also be done on the computer. And this action of you doom scrolling and watching countless videos while refreshing your feed too many times to count, this is exactly what is taken advantage of with short form content. They are constantly trying to invoke different negative or positive emotions to keep us hooked. And this can be a severe detriment to not only your mental and physical health, but also other major factors of your life, like sleep quality. Moving into our next topic, now, this is one of the main reasons that I even wanted to make this video in the first place. So many times nowadays, I find myself and my peers, like my girlfriend or friends, are constantly restless. Most of the time you find yourself talking to a person from our generation, it looks like they just got off a 23-hour shift. Many young people, especially today, have worse problems with insomnia overall than ever before, with reports from people in the age range of 16 to 24 reporting much higher rates of insomnia than older generations. This can be caused by a myriad of factors, with around 23% of students and young adults reporting that things like academic pressures and caffeine addiction are some of the big reasons that are keeping them awake, and other students reporting that they also can't sleep due to their prevalent technology use before bed. For a few weeks myself, I found that I was restless just the same as these students, staying up super late and just overall not being able to sleep at all. I was always feeling tired. I started to wonder if maybe it was my eating habits or something else that I was doing. However, I found that whenever I didn't watch this type of content, say the day before or just before bed, whenever I instead chose to watch the longer form videos or no video at all around the times that I thought I might be going to bed, my sleep quality improved drastically. I was feeling tired again, I wasn't as restless, and I felt good. So it really got me thinking, what effect does this content really have on our bodies and brains? Well, when you consume this type of content, your body's natural melatonin response to make you tired never occurs. It gets suppressed. It has been debated heavily on why this happens. On one side of the card, people say it's because of the harmful blue light rays that are emitted from your phone screens. And on the other side, they say that the reason this content keeps you so awake and causes restlessness is because you are actively stimulating your brain by interacting with this content. This keeps neurons firing and keeps your brain releasing serotonin and dopamine instead of melatonin, thus causing you to not be able to sleep. Now, which of these theories do I think is correct? Well, I think it's a culmination of both factors. Either one of these theories could be correct or incorrect, but I find it more plausible to think that both these theories more than likely are probably both right. I myself have dealt with severe eye strain and discomfort from using or being on technology for a long time. I mean, heck, my eyes hurt reading this script. This especially affects me when I'm at work under the big bright computer screens and large fluorescent light fixtures, but I've also found that when I am doom scrolling and being a fat chud that I also become restless and I can't fall asleep as well. Now, besides nagging at you like I'm your mom, why am I actually so concerned about you getting better sleep or even you being on your phone too much? Well, it's not just you and it's not just us. Kids nowadays more than ever are glued to their screens constantly, with many parents opting for this kind of new digital babysitting over caring or actually entertaining their own kids. This has led to a myriad of developmental issues that I'm not even going to get into today. I myself personally love both of my parents. I do think that I was raised better than a good amount of people. However, I do still think that I even spent way more time than I should have on a cell phone or Xbox. But with this has come an unexpected and scary future that could await us and is already starting to happen with the younger generation and even our generation. The University of Waterloo posted an article about how frequent and heavy smartphone usage may be linked to lower cognitive function and lower IQs overall. I know so many people talk about how worried for the next generation that they are, but it really doesn't seem that as many people act on it as they'd like to. And I don't totally believe that this always comes from a place that they don't care. Many people do worry and do genuinely care dearly for their friends or family or even just other members of society who have gotten caught up in these addicting behaviors. But many just don't know where to start. And as someone who does get concerned about not just my friends and family who have these similar habits, but also myself, I definitely see this type of content and media consumption to be a problem in our near future. Also, I don't want to completely rag on short-form content or any of these platforms in any way. I mean, I am a YouTuber for crying out loud, and many other people just like me have made their living and their fan bases off of these platforms. For many people, doing content on these platforms is their passion and is their dream, but with the increased use of fully AI-produced content, many people, not just on this platform, but so many others also worry about the possible future to come, not just for us, but for the future of our content and these platforms as a whole as well. Now, that's going to be it for today, and I thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to leave some links in the bottom description. It's going to be for some help websites if you or a family member that you know has any addicting behaviors that you feel like maybe need to be confronted or helped with. I dearly appreciate the support that was given on the most recent video that I worked on, and I also really wanted to apologize for my absence recently. I know there was a few of you out there who missed seeing me on here, and I've definitely missed you guys too. Again, I just wanted to thank you guys for all of your comments and support. I read and get to every single comment that I can on here, and I love to see that you guys love the videos just as much as I love making them. Until next time I see you guys, bye-bye.